How y'all doing? My name is Tarref Simon. I'm a VA whistleblower. Micheal E. Debakey water is contaminated. I used to work there. I saw the mud in the system. And then when I saw it back in 2013-14, I didn't know, 2012 also, I didn't know how serious it was. I know it was bad, but I didn't know how serious it was. I didn't know that contaminated water can lead to MRSA. I was ignorant at the time. You know, I was basically trying to learn my craft, learn my skill as a ball tech, then as a HVAC tech. Me and my supervisor wasn't seeing eye to eye, okay? And we got into it. And they switched me to another shop. Basically, I went from the boiler room to another shop. And over time, what happened was, because I accused them of going to my records, they started basically closing a circle down on me, basically started blacklisting me, right? And they shunned me, and I had to leave the facility. I was being harassed. And the harassment and the rumors still follows me, and still following me to the day. And I got to deal with it. Okay, this is what I learned over these past 3 years of trying to get in contact with the government and the media, and also dealing with entrapments. Like I feel to believe like people trying to entrap me, like the government, the corrupt people in the government trying to entrap me and create a narrative about me. And I learned certain things over the time. Okay, I was very naive. I was very green, very stupid, but I didn't know. I was very ignorant. And when you don't know, people can play on your ignorance, and they can use your own naivety against you, like they did with me. And this process of 3 years, going through what I've been going through, knowing that strange things was happening, and I feel like people was trying to entrap me, and they was asking me what a dope at and whatever, and trying to get me to sell my medication to them, and I would say no, because I know something was just strange about it. You know, over time you build up a sense of awareness of your surroundings and also about yourself. So at one time I was a happy-lucky-go person. I'm not anymore. I'm mainly fine-tuned now, and because of the reality that I face, that I find out that people do lie, and they will lie, especially if they're being paid, blackmailed, or manipulated. And it's sad, but at the same time, it wakes you up, you know, to reality itself. And now I'm motivated to push forward to get the truth out. Okay, Micheal E. Debakey. I used to work there, you know, on the job training, 2010 to 2012, 2012 to 2014, I was a permanent employee in a boiler shop. And it was a good job. I got paid good money. Had to leave because I accused them going on my records. And also, I found out later why they was trying to entrap me by people talking to me every once in a while, and me using my own mind to figure out what was going on. That they found out that I knew about how that the contaminated water. And also I saw some gentlemen that actually took the samples, and I saw them. I didn't see them take the sample, but what I'm saying is I saw them with the samples from throughout the hospital, different, you know, the cups that you urinate in when you go to the doctor. Yeah, those cups. Yeah, they had water in those things, you know. And basically, one of them was saying, like, you know, I don't know why they made us take the samples of the hospital, you know, right now, you know. But like, he was upset, you know. But he was taking the vials and he was throwing it in the toilet, you know, just getting rid of the samples. And I couldn't believe I was already on the black book already, and I couldn't believe what I saw. And I'm like, wow, I'm accused. I went to mediation with my supervisor, and I told my supervisor in mediation and with his representative from the HR department that I think they wanted my records, and by me being already in the black book already and seeing that, it just compounded my harassment, my shunning, them blackballing me or whatever you call it. So, I'm jumping around right now, but let me get back on track. So I left because I was harassed out. And I started noticing strange things like police following me, and mail coming to my apartment open, things of that nature. All right. So, okay, I dealt with it, My account started getting hacked. My computer got hacked. I had emails disappear, all type of stuff. And at this time, I didn't write to the media. I didn't write to the government. This a whole year went by because I didn't really know how to deal with it. I was basically paranoid, depressed, sad at the time. I didn't know what to do. And at the time, I didn't really trust the government until I found out that they have good people in the government, and I'm going to get to that later. But so I started writing the media. I started writing the government, Office of Special Counsel, the OIG, the White House. I got back some response. I got some response from the EPA. They was the main ones to really jump on Micheal E. Debakey, the city of Houston, where I don't know if they got them to fix the pipe in the year of 2014 or if it happened in 2013, or maybe 2016 when I wrote the EPA, but they fixed the pipe where the mud was leaking in. They basically sent me communication informing me that they fixed the pipe, right? I didn't have presence of mind to make a hard copy until one day I went in my computer to make a hard copy of what the communications, what they basically admitted to it, and I couldn't believe they pulled the communication of with them saying that it was a problem with the pipe. I knew it was important, but I didn't know how important it was. This is back in 2016. And I didn't know anything about Mercer, right? So you had the Flint situation taking place. It was getting stronger and stronger in 2015 to 2016. So I started putting two to two together. I started collecting the docs, and I started realizing that, hey, I think my case is somewhat similar to Flint, Michigan. So not only we're dealing with contamination of water coming from the city of Houston, going to the VA, right? Micheal E. Debakey. You're dealing with the city itself. So it's like I'm dealing with two entities. I'm dealing with the city of Houston and the VA hospital, right? Micheal E. Debakey. So I'm dealing with two entities, two powerhouses, right? So, okay, I'm a whistleblower, right? I'm a whistleblower. So these strange things that was happening to me, people trying to invite me to different meetings, and people trying to get me to talk about revolutions and the white man or the government. I started putting two to two together because it's like when I started waking up and I started praying and meditating to myself, y'all, paying attention, I started realizing that I say, you know what? I think these people is trying to entrap me. They're trying to paint a picture of me as a crazy man or as a militant, as a loose tune, as a crazy Bernie supporter or a crazy Trump supporter or a crazy this supporter, or they was trying to whatever create a narrative of me and also redirect the attention off the VA in the city of Houston and put it on me and paint me as a picture as a bad guy, right? So I had to think on my feet and try to counteract this. They had people asking me about the police shootings, God forbid, I mean, my heart goes out to the police officers. My heart goes out to the people that have been killed by the police officers. My heart goes out to anybody in tragedy. You have good apples throughout society. You have good people, you have bad people, but it's like the bad people make things bad for everybody. So I started noticing a pattern. I started noticing people trying to get me to say certain things towards law enforcement. I started noticing people trying to get me to say certain things against people from other parts of the community, white people, or black people with dreads, or people from the islands, or people from this or that. And I didn't understand that time. I was giving my honest opinion about certain things. I wasn't racist or anything like that. I was just giving my honest opinion, But I think by me giving my honest opinion about certain things, and I think my words was being taken out of context. I think somebody was trying to paint me as a picture as a racist, as a evil person or something like that, right? And at the same time trying to paint a picture of me as a disgruntled employee, because that's a rumor I heard. Some of this stuff I had to figure out on my own. I heard a rumor that I was a disgruntled employee. So I think that's how they was trying to create a narrative about me being, a disgruntled employee, and I'm not. I was done wrong, and the vets especially was done wrong with the contaminated water. So I wrote the OSC, Office of Special Counsel. I wrote the OIG, and OIG didn't do anything. They did an investigation, and without the witness, I'm the witness. They didn't even call me, right? The Office of Special Counsel, they didn't want to investigate. I'm the witness. They didn't want to investigate. I wrote some senators. I got some feedback from them, but that was about it. So I'm basically in limbo, still fighting. I still got some things going on, writing different parts of the government, trying to get these people to really investigate, but I'm being stopped. Somebody's stopping the process. And I'm just have to let y'all know I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a Bernie supporter also. And I'm glad Trump is in office, but at the same time, you have these corrupt politicians that have been in office for a long time. And they are the ones that's keeping these corrupt bureaucrats keeping the system going the way it is. All right. Some of y'all might think it's Trump's fault or this other president's fault, but that's not true. It's the people, it's the middlemen. It's the people in the middle that's actually destroying things, right? So, okay, so my case have yet to be fully investigated the proper way. It's being thrown underneath the rug, right? It's being covered. And at the same time, I got to deal with constant harassment and entrapments and narratives being thrown out there against me. And I don't know what type of narratives they're throwing out there right now, but I tell you one thing. When you're in a situation, when you know you're being set up or somebody trying to paint a picture of you, you got to be very intuitive, right? You got to go in within yourself. I don't know if you're religious or spiritual or atheist, but you have to go within yourself. So what you got to do is you got to just basically everything, when you talk to people, you basically got to talk to them as if they're a district attorney and you are defendant. Basically, I don't care who they are. No matter who you're talking to. And because you want to get in the habit of watching what you say, and how you say it, And especially when you have a target on your back like me, or if you're an activist or a whistleblower, or you're a person that speaks up, you got your own channels, and you got people coming around you mysteriously trying to get you to join these groups or get you to say something bad against black people or white people or whatever race or You got to be careful. These people are paid to basically go around to basically disrupt. They provide the cures, and I ran across a lot of these people. You know, they just come out the blue and start talking about conspiracy stuff. Now, some conspiracies is true. I feel to believe, but I got to be very careful. You know, I mean, because I'm a whistleblower, I start noticing they try to like to, in a way, try to get me to say certain things where they can metaphorically put the conspiracy necklace around my neck. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but like trying to downgrade me as whatever, right? So I have to be careful with that. I have to be careful of certain groups out there that I basically stay away from. It's entrapment after entrapment after entrapment. But over time, by me paying attention to what's going on, I became good at it. I'm not lying. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm not being arrogant with you. But I'm going to tell you something, man. When you go within yourself and you stop looking for help outside yourself, you'll find out all your tools is within you. And if y'all going through the same thing I'm going through, I mean, if you're not a whistleblower, but you're seeing some people trying to set you up or trying to call you racist or try to misdirect you on other topics that's not really important, you know what I'm saying? Limited hangouts, they call them, limited hangouts. You have to be very skeptical of these people because you don't know who they are, you know? I mean, you know, you don't know who they are. I'm a whistleblower, you know, and it's amazing how people try to misdirect my conversations. They try to get me to talk about other things. That's hot topics. You know, it's a tactic that they use to try to isolate you, right? To isolate you from different communities, to isolate you from society itself, where they can put a label on you. And that's what they've been doing with me. Sometimes, man, I was like, oh my God, I was losing my mind. I was getting into it with my family members, you know, having arguments with friends about what I was going through, and I couldn't get them to understand what I was going through, to see things my way or what I'm going through, the pain I was going through. But you know what? When I start meditating and praying, that's not their job. That's not the prerogative, you know. It's my prerogative. It was my prerogative to go within myself and to basically find the solutions within me to deal with the problems that I'm faced with. Because what I was faced with was basically a design capsule that was designed for me, you know? So it was a narrative that I start seeing with my own intuition that, hey, it was a narrative to keep me in a certain form of thinking, a certain form of entrapment, like trying to trap you in your own paranoia, your own depression, your own hatred, you know? Then trying to use that against you to get you to do something where they can use that against you. And you know, something happens to me and I go to court, then people say, well, Mr. Simon, Mr. Tarref Simon, you know, we heard, you know, rumors about you that you was losing your mind, this, that, and the other. You know, and so we got to sentence you. So basically it's designed to, you know, what I was going through to keep me paranoid, depressed, delusional, hopeless. And that was the name of the game. It was a narrative, you know. It was like they try to entrap you in your own fears, your own paranoia. And they try to use that against you, what everybody fears, you know. Most common things that people fear, like dying or going to prison or whatever. And you have to see through this, because if you don't see through it, then you won't be on making videos like I'm making right now, my first video, which I'm making right now. And you'll be always afraid and scared because that's the way they want you. And by me being a whistleblower, for a whole 2 years, I didn't know what to do besides just write journalists and the government. I never knew to make videos and get in contact with people to interview me, because my mindset was on something else. It was like, I thought by me being a whistleblower that the media was going to come to me. That's not true. The media don't come to you. You have to go to them or become your own media outlet. And that's what I'm doing, you know? So I had a number of interviews with different people. I think over 10 interviews on the internet with small startups with people that some have large audiences and some have small. A whole bunch got small audiences, but they gave me a chance, and thank y'all. I appreciate that. But basically, I'm making this video, let y'all know, is like, when times are hard, no matter what you're going through, nobody have to be trying to set you up in general, or create a narrative about you to try to get people to hate you. But if you're going through tough times, this is what you can do. You can meditate. If you don't believe in prayer, if you do believe in prayer, but meditation is so important, man. It's ridiculous. Prayer is so important, it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm telling you, it helps. It works. It's not something like a silver bullet where all your pain gonna go away. You're still gonna face pain. You're still gonna make mistakes, because trust me, I made a lot of mistakes, and I know the mistakes I made in the past, that's what they're using against me to destroy my reputation. But I can't worry about that. I gotta keep on moving forward. All right, what's done is done. I'm not a perfect human being, you know. I'm not an angel, but I am a human being, and I'm entitled to my damn mistakes. So we are entitled to our mistakes. That's when, you know, if you learn from your mistakes, that's how you become better, and that's how you wake up. So you move on. You know, the people I'm dealing with, yes, they are powerful. Yes, you know, they are powerful. Don't get me wrong. I respect what they can do. You know, they can do some very damaging stuff to people, but at the same time, you can fight back. I remember I was being interviewed 2 weeks ago, and me and this guy was talking, and he was telling me about this guy he knew, about how this guy, life was destroyed, you know, and this guy was a whistleblower, and this, that, and the other, and what they done to him. And at the end of the conversation, what he was saying, after I let him finish, you know, and I heard everything he had to say, I said, wow, that's very depressing, right? Then I thought to myself, I asked the guy, I said, you know what? Is he still fighting for what's right? He said, yeah, that's right. Still fight. Never give up. Because you'll never know what happened. You'll never know what happened. You don't never know what can happen. If you look for a miracle, the miracle will never come. But if you become that miracle, then many blessings will come. Many blessings will come. I'm telling you what I know. I told that man, they have comets been flying around for hundreds of millions of years in the universe. Just flying around in galaxies. Till one day, they hit a planet. Whoever thought a comet been flying around for hundreds of millions of years would hit a planet? So basically what I'm trying to say is, those who's powerful today and who have the might today, that's causing all this craziness in the world, that causing craziness in my life, in your life, and others, they might not have the same power tomorrow. You have to challenge them. You have to plant seeds in people's minds. Just like they plant seeds in people's minds about me and you and other whistleblowers or whatever, you have to tell the truth. I remember telling one of my friends, last year, you see the things that was going on with me, how they was throwing things at me. To see what stick trying to label me as a black supremacist, or I'm not a black supremacist, or if I was part of Black Lives Matter, or if I was a sovereign nation, I'm not part of those things. I'm a human being. I love all man. I just gotta say that. Or they were trying to create an image of me as being a disgruntled employee, or a radical, or a Trump supporter that's crazy, or a Bernie supporter that's crazy. I'm not none of those things. All right? I'm a human being. I'm a human being. All right? When they try to throw as much attention to you in your way, but creating labels about you as if you Mr. Crazy Man, by them putting all their attention on you and bringing people to monitor you or to watch you or whatever, don't you know that shit can turn, excuse my language, don't you know that can turn around and go back at them? You have this thing in electrical, what I found out when I went to school in electricity, right? When you study about electrons, electricity. You have certain devices when they pulling from the outlet, right? 120 volt, 240 volt, 477, single phase, three phase. You have these machines that's pulling. Sometimes, believe it or not, you have this thing called backfeed. That's when it's pulling and something happens inside these machines or inside the wires that it's pulling from, where it backfeeds up the line. What they're sucking energy from, what happens, it backfeeds backwards. So basically what I'm saying is this: by them doing this, what they're doing to me and what they're doing to others, it can backfeed. It can backfire against them. And I think they know it. They get paid pretty good money to go out to destroy a person's reputation. But at the same time, it can backfire and their reputation can be destroyed too. Don't y'all know that? So, please check this out. Please check this out. Y'all can stop and pause. Y'all can visit me on YouTube, www.minds.com, REFEE00. Facebook, my full name, Tarref Simon. Twitter, YouTube. My interview with Uncle Hotep, my interview with H.A.Goodman. I have other interviews. Y'all can Google my name, V.A. Whistleblower, Tarref Simon. Let me tell you something, man. These people, the key word, people, they're not gods and they're not demons. They're human beings. They can. The ones that's destroying your life, the ones that create narrative about you, what they're doing to me, what they're doing to other whistleblowers and activists and people that's in the local communities that's standing up trying to do the work thing, guess what? They can be defeated too. The reason why they get away with what they're doing is that they got a large backing of money and they got a network of people that they work with. But let me tell you this, I'm one person. And I think I'm all right. I think I'm doing all right against him. I lost more than I won against him. Well, you're going to lose a lot when you deal with him. But at the same time, when you do win, when you get your point across, and they double down against you, and you double down against them, and they double down against you, and you double down against them, then you realize how powerful you are. Never give up the fight. The fight has just begun, y'all. And thank God for social networks. Thank God for social media. It's a double-edged sword. They got people to destroy your life with it. But you do a whole bunch of good with social media too. So I like to say thank you, H.A.Goodman. Thank you, Marty Oakley. Thank you to everybody else that helped me, that continue that helps me when you could. Thank you. I love y'all. Thank you to people that have understanding in their heart. Thank you. And for the time being, I'm going to try to post other stuff dealing with other whistleblowers. My www.minds.com been hacked. Somebody's trying to hack me out of it. It's hard for me to log in. The only way I can get on is through a tab that's already open, but pretty soon it might get shut down also. So just in case something happens, if I get locked out and then mysteriously somebody start writing some crazy stuff on there, or one of my on my www.minds.com or my other websites, let me tell you something, that's not me. I mean, my stuff is thoughtful. 3 years ago, I used to talk about, I'm being harassed. I don't talk like that no more. I mean, I still get harassed, but that's not the point. The point is, there's a lot of foolishness out here, misdirection stuff. There's a lot of stuff that people do to try to throw people off the truth. Micheal E. Debakey water is messed up. People died in the hospital. They got one case of a guy named Larry Love, called MRSA, M-R-S-A. You know, I think my case tied into his case. You know, so what y'all can do, y'all can visit my YouTube, my Twitter accounts, my www.minds.com before I get kicked out of there, and you know, you can read the letters that I have on www.mind and also my YouTube account. I mean, excuse me, not my YouTube, my Facebook and my Twitter, and y'all can use that to send that to your congressmen and your senators and to the media outlets. That would have helped me to help the veterans, because it's more than just me. It's not about me. This is about the veterans. This is about human beings. This is about civilians, United States citizens of this country that was mistreated. Nobody don't care for. Only time they care about is when it's political time. That's why I respect Trump. He might not be perfect on certain issues, but that's my right to criticize him. But I'd still support the man because he stepped up to the plate for the veterans. And over time, maybe it might become sweeter for us. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you to those that's in Congress, in media, in the Senate, and other veterans and citizens that look out for the veterans, that look out for citizens in general, that look out for people of the planet. I'm pro-humanitarian now. I used to be pro-black. I'm not pro-black anymore. That's in the box of thinking. But whoever, if you're pro-black or pro-right, pro-whatever, you have a right to be that. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you want to be, go ahead, go be it. As long as you don't harass people, intimidate people, or try to put people down, or try to harm people. That's when it becomes a problem. So if you want to do that, go ahead. You're protected by the First Amendment. It's your free speech. But I'm pro-humanitarian. I'm pro-human. But I'm still about this country's rights. You know, I'm independent. I'm somewhat a conservative, somewhat of a libertarian, somewhat of a progressive. I'm like all those things combined, right? That's what I am. So, thank y'all for spending this time with me and me explaining myself to you, and just let y'all know that I'm a human being. I love all. I used to be a certain way years ago, but the Creator woke me up and say, hey man, you can't be thinking a certain way no more. You got to be for everybody. And I always been for everybody, but you have this thing called peer pressure where people try to, hey man, the white man this, or the Arab man this, or the Jamaican man this. But that's BS, man. People are just people, man. We all fall into that trap sometimes, you know. You're trying to think as a group of people. How can you think as a group? You know, it's like people saying, we all gonna go to heaven at the same time. You know, it's like everybody gets saved at the same time. No, you get saved by yourself. You know, you save yourself. The solution inside you, or you find Jesus through yourself. You can't make nobody become saved or find salvation inside themselves. You know, you can direct them, but you can't. But I know I'm going off track right now, but the solution is winning us, man. Y'all need to start making videos. MSM ain't doing nothing. I'm talking to the progressives, the libertarians, the conservatives, and the liberals. You have to start making y'all videos, man. You have to. You have to, man. You never know. You might get a 10,000 view count or following. You have to. So, thank you. Thank you. God bless you. And I hope to make many videos like this. And at the same time, I hope they don't, you know, well, I don't want to say hope, but they might try to put the hammer down on me, try to set me up, whatever. But if it happens, it happens. I can't control it. I can't control reality. But they try to set me up or whatever. I just got to deal with it. You know, I got to roll with the punches, you know? You know, and that's why I'm making these videos. Throwing them out there. Just throwing them. Because, man, let me tell you something, man. Reality, you do not control. You control yourself. You control your own destiny. You can't control reality. All right? You can't control what people think. So, I'm glad I got this out today. I'm going to make many other videos and put it out there. Thank you. God bless you all. Universe bless y'all. And if you're not religious, if you're atheist, it doesn't matter. Bless you still. Thank you. Take care.